Hey guys, we're getting ready for Easter in this week's tutorial, creating a fancy bunny out of chocolate. First, you'll need a 6-inch drum and just dampen it so the sugar paste will stick. I've rolled out some Renshaw's brown sugar paste which is chocolate flavoured, and I'm just covering my drum. Next, take some tin foil and roll it into a crinkled sausage. This creates great deep texture when you roll it across the surface. Trim off the overhang from the board with a scalpel. I was kindly sent some modelling chocolate by Renshaw. I've never used it before, so I thought this would be the perfect project. I'm just taking a small amount of the brown and placing a flattened disc in the centre. Then you'll want an Easter egg. Any will do. I got a white chocolate one for contrast. I just had to heat the seams up to get them to stick as it was threatening to pop open. Heat up the chocolate disc with a flame until it becomes slightly shiny. Then pop your egg on top and leave it to set. Once it's set, roll out your modelling chocolate and cut a rectangle shape so it's wider at the bottom than at the top. Lay this on one side of the egg, pinching the excess at the top. I cut mine a little too big, so I'm trimming the width down at the back. Then do the same for the other side, leaving a gap at the front to expose the egg. Gently rub the cut ends of the chocolate to smooth it out. Then take a smaller piece to finish off the back. For the swags on the dress, roll out a string of chocolate pulling outwards as you go to taper the ends thinner. Do this until you have 3. Bunch them together and bend them upwards at either end. Pinch off any straggly bits and add them to the dress, joining them at the front. Next up, I have some white modelling chocolate. This is much softer, so try not to handle it much as it melts quite fast. Roll some white chocolate into a large teardrop and gently flatten it. Trim off the bottom and then square off the top. As you can see, just doing this makes it rather sticky. Let it firm back up by leaving it on some foam. Once it's not as shiny, add it to the top of the egg. The arms are sausages of paste with one end larger than the other. On the narrow end, chop it at an angle so it meets the body, and then at the larger end, push in some crease lines. Almost looks like the top of a pumpkin. The good thing about this chocolate is you don't need glue, it just sticks to itself. Roll out a small ball and flatten it for the cuff of the sleeve. Roll a small teardrop of the brown modelling chocolate and score in lines for the paws. Stick this to the arm and rest it into position. Do the same for the other arm. Roll out the white chocolate and cut out a thin strip. Attach this down the front of the shirt. For the ruffles, cut a longer strip and press it in at the base of the shirt. Let the paste flop over on itself and then press in to stick it. Let another piece flop down and then stick, and another piece flop down and stick, and repeat till you get to the top. Then press down the centre of the ruffles with a sharp end of the Dresden tool. Hopefully you can see better what's happening here. Press to stick, fold the paste on itself and then press to stick again. Three small balls down the centre strip just get squashed down into buttons. With a scribe tool, push in holes on the buttons. Back to the brown chocolate again. Roll out thin strips and attach them to the back of the skirt for tails of the bow. For a cheats bow, roll some paste into a teardrop and tap it into a soft triangle shape. Hollow out the top with a Dresden tool. Stick 2 triangles together at the back and indent the crease lines. Roll a small oval to cover the centre join. For the collar, roll out a thin sausage of white and gently pull points out with the large end of the Dresden tool. Wrap this into a circle on top of the shirt and blend it down. Now we have a choice of 2 heads. This is the first one. Roll a ball of brown and pinch the top smaller. Run a thumb across the top half to flatten it. Stick this on top of the shirt before it gets too sticky. Mix together some white chocolate and brown chocolate to create your own custom pale brown. Flatten some into a disc and attach it to the lower portion of the face. Mark in a centre line and 2 small ones coming off it in an upside down V. Tap some of the brown Renshaw sugar paste into a soft triangle and add it on for a nose. Indent eye sockets with a ball tool and faint whiskers. For the ears, roll a tapered sausage and gently roll over it with a small rolling pin to flatten it. Hollow out the centre before folding it at the base so one side overlaps the other. Trim off the excess at an angle, which should then sit against the head. Make another ear and curl one of the tops over to add character. A small rose can be made by rolling up a strip of white into a spiral. Add a few in a line to make a flower crown. Finally, add balls of black sugar paste for pupils and tiny white balls for catchlights. Don't forget the shine on the nose too. And that's one bunny done. If you'd prefer a more classic bunny, we'll move on to head number 2. Roll out the brown into an egg shape and mark in a V shape followed by a line at the base of the head. Using your thumbs or fingers, press in at either side of the centre to create 2 flatter areas. Indent into these with a ball tool and mark diagonal lines running from top to bottom. Fill the holes with black and add catchlights before giving the whole face a gentle score with the Dresden tool. Add this to the shirt and make her ears in the same way. Add 2 thin strings of white below one ear and add a simple flower to finish her off. And here she is. This makes a great gift for Easter because it's still an egg, but it's so much more special. Which bunny did you prefer, 1 or 2? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this non-cake tutorial. It's something a bit different. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you again next week. Bye guys.